Alright, so let us explore looking for the oasis a little bit. So it should be in a spot we haven't fog busted yet. Roughly in the northern tundra. Probably there. But possibly not. Alright, let's go look. Pretty bad prices there. Alright, 4 unhold fur cloaks. We get to 6, we can start crafting the other armor, potentially. Okay. Scale potato to orange. Yeah, that scale doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. 16 brigands with the wolf. Oh, fuck yeah. We will attack 16 brigands with the wolf. Alright, homie chop's back. It's good. We need disarms. It's in a fully revealed area? What? I don't even know what that means. It busts the fog but doesn't bust the tile underneath the fog? That may be the stupidest thing I've heard in my life. I mean, it's not the stupidest thing I've heard in my life. Is it? The location didn't spawn after the fog was cleared. He already clarified that it all that spawned at the start. Two whips, plenty of daggers. Use another bandage. All right. What's the ancient gold for? Purchasing. Wow, they're just, this guy started with his helm was at 100. They just shot him 4 times, all of which hit head. Unreal. There he is. It's a famed one-handed sword. He's wearing 320 plate though with a 300 helm. So some nice things. And it won't go there because the terrain on a road is cheaper than the terrain on grass, so it will not let me move there even though one moves through zone of control and one doesn't. It's so stupid. Should have taken the damage buff. keep thinking it's a daze debuff over him because of the plume on the hail on the helm tail. Why do I go cleaver spec on the banner? Whip. Yep. Nice shooting archers. Need to get someone next to him. What do you mean axe in one turn? No, no, no. We can't let him run. He shouldn't be acting in one turn. Isn't he super slow? Isn't he a fucking champion here? Champion. He is a champion, but no. I was thinking Hedge Knight. Why can't you watch my stream at 720p? Your internet connection's terrible, perhaps? There's I use a like 3500 bitrate, I think it's 35. It's been a while since I've looked, but I use a pretty standard suggested bitrate. If you have very, very bad download speed and you try to up the resolution, you might run into trouble. Oh, options? I don't have any control over the options. I have no idea. Not something I even have an input on whatsoever. That's all Twitch. Yeah, that's... I'd love to answer. He's got a lot of health. But not a lot of resolve. He may have been started as a deserter, perhaps. Seeing a lot of champions all of a sudden. It's kind of nice. What if I had clicked it's all over there? I'm very salty. Look how much health he has. This guy could fight Chosen and be fine. He's got to have like 250 health here. Alright. There's the famed sword. It's a one-hander. We got the 320 mail, which is probably as good. It's probably better for us long-term than the famed sword. Let's take a look. 45 to 50, I believe, is noble sword range. 20 ignore, 104 against armor. And weapon skills build up 3 less. Is that even good? It's really hard to tell. Maybe? Maybe we can make a duelist out of that. Okay, 320 plate's a big pickup though. Although I'm not sure I'm going to be using bone plating late game. We'll see. It's 8 more. Oops. 42. It's 6 more still. Yes, it's sick compared to a regular noble sword, but noble swords aren't something you regularly use, right? I do want to compare it. Like, I mean, what's the normal armor pen? 2080, I think, is pretty similar for noble swords. So this becomes 2104. If we took that as a duelist weapon, maybe? Let's take a look. Let's plug it in. I mean, this is why we have spreadsheets, so we don't have to do this mentally. You'll never fucking figure it out mentally. You'll just be like, it's just too difficult to compare raw stats. So let's look. And what is this? Weapon damage calculations. One-hander. This is called the Cruel Cutter. It does 45 to 50, so 47 and a half. But it doesn't. It does 52 to 62. 56 to 62. So there's 6 in there, so add 3 is 59 average damage. Oh, it has plus... Oh, right, no, okay. It has plus 10% chance to hit because it's a sword. Its ignored damage mod is 0.2. Although if we duelist it, it's different. And its armor mod is 104. 1.04. Let's assume we duelist it. Call it 0.45 with duelist. How does that compare to a duelist noble sword? Duelist noble sword thinks it does more damage. That can't be right. Do we nerf sword at 0.45? 0.45. What? Oh, because there's a 2.5 randomly in my duelist noble sword? Why is there a 2.5 damage modifier on my noble sword? Why are there 2.5 damage mod anyways on all of those one-handed duelist weapons? 2 times 1.25. I feel like I'm adding the modifier in twice. Huh, I wonder if that's how I initially did it. That's awkward. fucks up everything, so it's not how I normally do these. All right, let's fix the spreadsheet. Yeah. Use it enough to find errors. All right, so this is doing 50 to 75, so 25, 12 and a half of that, 62.5, right? This is the military cleaver. Okay, what's the fighting axe doing? Fighting axe is doing 43 to 68. That's 111 over 2 is 55 and a half. Correct me if I'm doing math wrong, chat, but I think that's what that is. Okay, winged mace. Do we have a winged mace in inventory? We do not right now. Do we have a warhammer in inventory? We do not. And do we have a flail in hand? We do. This does 31 to 68 is 99 over 2. It's 44 and a half. Average. And then I don't have a noble sword in hand either. Okay. You know what I think I was doing with this? I think I wasn't. I think I was looking at one-handed damage of the other one, as opposed to adding it in this way. But over the years, I've done it this way. When I first wrote the spreadsheet, it looks like I was trying to account for the two-handed damage as something you didn't have to input for direct damage range. But that's so long ago that I've done that. I don't think that's relevant. Okay, so now they have a 2-0 damage mod. That makes sense. 1.5 crit chance, except for the axe, which is a 2-0 crit chance. The armor penetration values are the increased penetration values. Okay, so how does the noble sword compare? Don't have the damage range. I think this is base noble damage, though, right? So on average, it's going to be whatever the fuck this was on average, which was 59. Okay. Have to fill in the other blanks when we get there. 49.5 on the flail. $99 over 2 is not. Oh, I did say 44. That would be 8. Yep. Okay, 49.5. Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. So what does that actually equal out to be? Damage versus unarmored is decent, but we don't care about damage versus unarmored. Damage versus armored. So it's doing military cleaver levels of damage to armor. No, it's combined damage. Where's the fucking armor? Damage ignoring. Damage to armor. 23. I don't know what I'm going to do with that still. Well, we'll consider it. I mean, it has a lot of plus accuracy. It is a duelist build, so it's a little bit more perk intensive than a two-handed build. But it's very stam cheap. The swing a sword is 7, right? What does the math work out to be for the sword modifier? So a single one-handed sword attack is normally 10, I guess. So it doesn't have more accuracy, right? The base sword is the same accuracy as every other base sword. So if it normally is 10, and this, what does it do? It multiplies first? No, it subtracts first, then multiplies, right? So this becomes 0.75 times 7. This is 0.525 stamina. So 5 stamina to swing this. But I bet you it truncates up to 6. I bet you it's 6 fucking stam. And what would it be? And what is just a regular sword? 7.5 probably goes up to 8. So it's 2 stam less, so 4 stam around. I do have a sword spec, bro. It's a good point. Yeah, it goes up to 6 from 5.25. Is that useful? I'm not sure. I'm not actually convinced that that's useful. And we'll hold it for now, but figure out what we do with it. Honestly, the armor was the best part of that by a lot. I'm down to 104 gold. What? Where'd the rest of my gold go? Didn't we just kill brigands? Don't they normally have gold? Don't take mastery. Certainly could. Buying at 12 here, but I need enough for a day's wages. Which road does 5.25 round up to 6 when they only take whole interval numbers and they always go up, which is what their rule of thumb seems to be for this game. Sad dead world when you add in the rest of that. We need to go sell. Doing a patrol mission. Did we get paid up front for that? I don't remember getting paid up front for that. Must have. So we need 5 more heads. Just paid. You could go bust this like shitty camp or something along the way. But I'm being told that that'll do. It's a hedge knight and a brigand leader there. That will do. So they just kind of round in the way that screws the player the most on every opportunity is what you're saying, Jarek? It's kind of disappointing. That's unfortunate. I want my last archer in. Don't know if that's realistic. 70 HP on the head is not good enough. I have to bring a banner. The whip would be nice because hedge knight here. Disarm's very good versus hedge knights. Makes farming them a hell of a lot easier. Does not look super armored there, does he? 290. Have I seen any crazy new cultist events? I think I already answered that question. There aren't, like, we know what the cultist events are going to be. There's the sacrifice and the Dovkul ones that we'll get to, and then the sacrifice ones are triggering fairly predictably now, thankfully. But no, we haven't had one today. We had one at the end of last night's stream. I want another archer. Oh, had some fire level too. That's nimble. It's a very big level. Okay. Can we drop the... Oh, we want the whip. We want to level people. Do we drop one of the two-handers? This fight could be nasty. Stick him up front. The shield and a sword. Alright, let's try this. How do I deal with... Did we get Nightfall when I wasn't looking after I put in 3 archers? It's disappointing. How are we dealing with unhappiness? Well, it's all on the VODs, right? If you've been watching any of the playthrough whatsoever, you'd see how we've been dealing with it. The moment we have Happy Powder, which is nice. Prior to that, it was based around 2 things: taverns and ambitions, as well as just being okay with understanding the sequence in which it occurs, the timing in which it occurs, what triggers it, and being okay losing some brothers. The very early game, it's very annoying because like you don't have any ability to keep brothers alive, and then they just leave. There's the Hedge Knight. No famed items though. It's an Axe Hedge Knight too, is going to break the shields. Okay. I'm so annoyed this is at night right now. You little shit. Just hit him. Do you have to repair damaged armor? No, you don't have to. If you want your armor to be not damaged, you need to repair it. Stupid pick. Okay. And it did 10. I know it says it's guaranteed to do 10 damage to you, but Nimble. Nimble is supposed to prevent HP damage. Does it really do 10 through Nimble always? Why is dumb good? I don't know. Ask chat. So a lot of cultists, or whatever they are, raiders. Killing, no. Best of my knowledge, killing enemies near towns doesn't do shit. Shield wall, no shield wall. No hits. Another miss on our big axe. This needs to go better now. Because we're starting to run out of... That's a super bad move for us right there. We just missed the disarm. Yeah. Getting overrun over here. It's because I brought fucking archers to this fight. Because it was daytime when I engaged. Yeah, that's so bad. How are you moving? What do you hold your turn till the end there, move around, and then engage? Double misses. That's 6 in a row for him. Finally a turn in which we actually connect a little bit. It's nice. Missed the disarm again. He's fleeing, which is good. But this is bad there. This sucks. Minus 40% melee defense, so we're gonna get hit. Oh, good break. Okay, let's not die here. Okay, I don't like being next to this cleaver. I don't know what I'm going to do about it, though. It's lucky that didn't hit. Okay, double broken there's great. It broke all the way up through there. Good, because we're about to start losing people. God damn, he does not want to disarm. Filthy Robot, the Mine Warden. I do enjoy that. Alright, that was close because we normally, we almost didn't break them in time. And their damage output, our archer output, damage output was like non-existent. And then, that. Yes, 2 headshots, perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Headshots in this game are such a troll. Only ever when you don't want them. Team, you're both with spears and a sword next to 2 of them. We're gonna let them all go. Can't let Filthy run. He knows what he'll do. Sketchy as fuck when one of them misses. given. How good is a nimble dodge tank with the whip against Chosen? Well, I don't think those things work together. So a nimble dodge tank. Do you just mean a frontliner with a whip? Do you mean a tank? Because a tank doesn't really generally run melee attack. So the whip is irrelevant to that, and I guess those are independent. Nimble is certainly decent versus Chosen because they do so much armor penetration, so much like armor ignore, where they do so much damage to your HP directly. So certainly there is an advantage for nimble tanking. Although the disadvantage is total effective HP is very low. It depends if you're getting your armor value or not. I mean, nimble is going to die to it as well. They will do the damage to kill you sooner or later. I mean, disarming Chosen is good, but like they're independent questions that you grouped into one question. Or independent builds, right? Independent things. How good is your melee attack with the whip versus Chosen? Whip seem very good versus Chosen. Disarming high damage threats seems really relevant. You're not attacking with the whip, so why not use a whip? You're not attacking with the tank, so why not use a whip? Because whips have -15 to disarm. They have no plus accuracy, and your tanks don't have melee attack. So what are you doing? Just rolling on 5%ers at 19 stamina and attack with the spec? If you hate rotate, indom, and shield wall? And you hate holding people in place because then they just move and ignore your zone of control? No, it seems. I mean, we go out of our way to find the most accurate weapons we can get on our tanks, so that they hold people in zone of control and people don't just run through your zone of control and leave. So it feels like you definitely want those things. Definitely want accuracy. So I think whip's probably pretty bad on a pure tank. If you mean a frontliner with a whip, we're using that on this playthrough as a whip cleaver hybrid, and it seems to be working okay. Got the Hedge Knight's armor. Got the leader's gear.